Hey, hello there. Happy Sunday crafternoon. It is Sunday, excuse me, I got frogs in my throat. It is Sunday, June the 8th, 2025. And we are on Facebook Live episode number 189. Oh my gosh. I never would have thought a few years back, in fact, that's more than a few years, correct? That I would be doing Facebook Lives and this long. But I love it. I love sharing everything with all of you. I love sharing creativity. I love sharing all the sparkly, blingy things is what I'm trying to say. Anything to do with stamps, ink, and paper. Well, welcome in. My name is Dawn Borchette. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who loves all this stuff, and I love sharing it with you. So go ahead as you join Facebook Live, say hello, and let me know where you're viewing from. I know I've been saying this for a few weeks. I know sometimes I sound like a broken record. What's a record? Whoa, that just dated myself, didn't it? Ay, ay, ay. Anyway, instead of putting the link in the description of the Facebook Live, I've chosen just to use the QR code. These are really snazzy. If you guys have never used a QR code before, they are so handy. So if you would like to be a part of my email newsletter, go ahead and open up the camera on your smartphone. Point it to the QR code here. It will automatically read it. I'm sorry, I got like itchy, scratchy throat today. I was in the woods last night riding in a side-by-side, and there was a lot of dust. And I think I ate half of it or inhaled it or something. Anyway, go ahead and point that camera right at the QR code. And there's a QR code reader in your phone, which is pretty cool. It's going to show a little tulip or something, yellow with a link. Go ahead and click on that. Tap on it with your finger, and it will take you directly to where you need to go to sign up for my newsletter. The more, the merrier. And anyway, that gives you all the latest and greatest as far as what's happening here at the chalet and also with Stampin' Up. Also, if you see anything that you would like to purchase or put on your wish list to get, here is the address to my online store. So anything that you see in our annual catalog or online exclusives, all the scrapbooking things, last chance list, which is marked down items on a lot of things, kits collection, all of that stuff. Paper Pumpkin is all housed under one tidy umbrella at that link there. Okay. If you have any questions, let me know. We do have the new Stampin' Rewards program, which is pretty awesome. So you can earn rewards towards free stuff, right? Free. Hi, Evelyn. Happy Sunday crafternoon. It's really good to see you. I sure miss you going over to Starbucks. I miss our Gab girl time. Also, all the things, right? So let's go ahead and kind of dig into some things before we get started today on our stamping. Hey, Kristen, happy Sunday crafternoon. Of course, I now jump on live and now the dog barks. Gotta love it. It's all in the timing, right? Anyway, along with finding me here on my Facebook page, you can also, I would love to have you join our community on Facebook, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet Community. And then if you haven't already, please join us on YouTube as well. Subscribe and hit the bell. It will turn black. And then you'll be subscribed and notified every time I do anything on YouTube. And that's Dawn's Creative Chalet. And of course, have you noticed a trend? Dawn's Creative Chalet .com is my blog. And if you'd like to go back to it after each live, I go ahead and put all the information from today's projects, where to find all the goodies. I like surprises, Evelyn. You know that. So all the things from the live. In just a moment, I'm going to make sure I shut my door completely because she's highly distracting. One moment. Oh, The neighbor dog must be out. Also, as I just explained, my online store in case you would like to find anything at all. And like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. And as far as ordering with me, for June, we have a special surprise just for you. I am part of the bundle of the month, and there are 16 of us demonstrators total. And each month we offer you a bundle of the month, a video class, full tutorial with color pictures, measurements, and a video to go with each project. And in June, we're featuring notes and totes. This is my card here from the 16 tutorials. So cute. And if you place a $75 minimum order before shipping and tax, you'll get this from me directly in your email box, free of charge. Is a $30 value otherwise. So it's just a nice perk for, and saying thank you for shopping with me at my online store. Along with the fact that I also send happy mail as well. So it's always a good thing. I love, love, love my customers, you guys. Okay, also upcoming events here at the Chalet. This Thursday, we have Creative Card Class where we make 4 beautiful cards with a stamp set or a suite or a bundle. And we're going to feature the sunrise sailing. That is this Thursday. Make sure to RSVP by tomorrow if you'd like to be a part of it. We'd love to have you. The cost is free or $30. Excuse me. The cost is $30 or free with a minimum order of $30. Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Also, as we get to the end of the month and needing to RSVP by this coming Thursday is a beautiful double suite called Beautiful Gallery, and we're going to be doing some great creations with that. This is a product-based class where you get the DSP, the embellishment, ribbon or twine, and that is going to be $42 with a $5 coupon that you can use during the class when you place your order. Also, upcoming Sip and Stamp, just to put on your calendar, you guys. I believe that the 4th either falls on Friday or is very near Friday. Nonetheless, that is a huge weekend for our area because we are a tourist area and it is going to be swarming with people, and Starbucks is going to be a zoo. So I've always promised the manager over at Starbucks that I would bump my Sip and Stamp a week later if it's a holiday, just so that we're not in their way. It's just almost overly chaotic to the point of it wouldn't be fun. So we're going to bump that to July the 11th from noon until 2. Yep, I got you down, Evelyn. I sure do. We're going to see you on Thursday. And then also, Creative Card Class into July is on the 10th. And I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I got to get going on that here pretty quick and get those cards designed. And then wash, rinse, repeat. We also have a product class coming up in July. I'm not going to get into too much of that other than it's going to be, let's see here, turtly cute. So the turtle thing. I kind of dig those turtles. The DSP is cuter than the actual stamp set. So I think we're going to concentrate more on the stamp set than more on the designer series paper than the stamp set. Oh my gosh. Okay, also just to remind you guys, all of June, we're having the sweet sale. So as you purchase like suite and then purchase a second suite, you'll get that second suite 50% off. Or if you purchase items from a suite, you purchase one, you get the second at 50% off. So it's a really good deal. You might want to check it out if you've had your eye on something. But make sure that you get things early, because if you're wanting a full suite of product, we don't do back orders on items. So if it's not available, all the things in the suite, they turn off that number. So if you want the full suite, get those things now before people start picking at the items within the suite that you can also do, because you can buy things individually, but then that makes it less apt to be available. Does that make sense? Kind of, sort of. So anyway, check that out. And I've already gone through this with you guys previously about the cloud cover ink pad, but if you have any questions on it, or if you're wanting to check this out and read it a little bit more, once the replay is available here or also on YouTube, you can always pause it and read into this as far as how to substitute that cloud cover ink pad. Okay? And then let's see here. Oh, yes. So I was going to go live on Friday, but then I was like, oh shoot, I have Starbucks. And then I got kind of, I don't know, the squirrel moments, and it was really nice outside. And I was like, oh, I didn't go live and I was going to. So here's the thing. We have new products coming in July for customers. As demonstrators, we're able to order things a month early. And this is just a teaser of some of the things that will be available. This is called, what is this called again? I forgot. Charming Day. So this is the Charming Day suite. And again, this is just a teaser. There's quite a bit of stuff. And you guys, we have upcoming Christmas and Halloween stuff coming at you. So I have those things here. I didn't order everything, but I contributed a little. And I received a big box in the mail, and I was debating today, do I show the new products or do we do projects? And I'm like, I'm torn. I promised the whole, fun fold a week. I'm thinking, no, I better go with doing projects. So today we're going to work with cornflower. Why am I saying cornflower? Coneflower Celebrations. But what I was thinking is that maybe later, hey, Laura, happy Sunday afternoon. It's good to see you. Maybe I could do a separate live if you guys are interested in seeing some of the new products a little more up close. Either for those who are demonstrators and you're on the fence about some stuff, or if you're a customer and you just like sneak peeks. Like, that's my favorite. I love sneak peeks. I hate FOMO. So I'm trying to figure out if I should do it tonight. If I do it tonight, it'll be around 8:30ish, which would actually work out really good for me. Yeah. You know what? Let's plan on that tonight. 8:30 tonight. So for those of you who want to take, I'm going to make sure I write this down so I don't forget. For those of you who want to see some sneaky peekies on things, new products coming out, especially Halloween, Christmas, those things, those are my favorites. Like, I am a girl who loves the holiday book. I love all of the holiday things. This is so much fun. Silly girl, of course we want to see. Oh, yeah, I know, right? So let's do 8:30 tonight, because if I go out for dinner this evening, like we normally do, that'll give me time to get home and get things together-ish. I kind of already have things together, but yeah, we'll do that. That'll be fun. 8:30 tonight for sneak peeks, new products. Okay. Anyway, so just to show you guys, I know everybody says, oh, more flowers, but this is actually, it's very pretty. It's very different. And I started already cutting into it and playing a little bit with it. So, yeah, I kind of really dig the dyes in this one, especially. And the sentiments are pretty cool too. And I like the fact that Stampin' Up! Is finally starting to play with having different types of sentiments that we've needed. Things are just a little different. And then here are some other things that came out in May. So there's a lot of things. If you haven't been to my online store in a little while, there's like 6 pages here of products. Okay. In fact, looking at this one here, we have, a set of stamps that will coordinate with this punch that's coming up in July. So if you already have that particular punch, you may want to grab that up as another, to match with it. And if you don't have the punch, you can still get the punch. But I think that this would be, sold separate, because this is already offered with a different stamp set with the jar. is the jar bundle is what I call it, because I can never remember the name of it. But we have like the sunrise sailing that we're working with on Thursday, all kinds of fun things, really. And honestly, I'm just going to be an open book. I believe that some of the things that are coming out in online exclusives are actually even better than some of the stuff that's in the annual catalog. So make sure that you are checking out the store, and I like to keep you guys updated on those things so that you don't miss out on those and you're able to grab things up fast. Of course, I already talked about it, Stampin' Rewards. So every time you make a purchase of $20 or more, you earn 10% back, which is pretty awesome. Now, as a demonstrator, if you're not a demonstrator and you've been thinking about it, what's really cool about Stampin' Rewards, not only do we get the rewards like customers do, but we get a discount on our product, and we also get the Stampin' Rewards. Start that over. We get the Stampin' Rewards for the retail amount, not the discounted amount. So we're actually getting a little more. Does that make sense at all? Anyway, it's a great perk. And I know that I have some customers out there who are spending a lot of money. And, my whole thing is, if you're spending the money anyway, why not at least save a little bit or get more? That's me, get more. I'm not saving, I want more. No. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that to you guys. If you have any questions on that, let me know. And we have Paper Pumpkin coming pretty quick. So if you want the June kit, see, today's the 8th. You have just a couple more days. On the 10th is the last day that you can sign up for this. This kit coordinates with the product I was showing you a few minutes ago, Charming Day. So how cool is that? So if you're one of those people who love to do alternate projects with Paper Pumpkin, right here, grab that up. And then into July, if you're a customer, not demo, grab up the Charming Day suite. Or as a demonstrator, grab up, you know what I'm saying. Okay, anyway. I was wondering, because when they said Charming coordinates with the Charming Day stuff, I'm like, we don't have anything Charming Day. What's going on with that? And then boom, here we have pre-order, and guess what appears in pre-order? Product that matches that. Well, I'll be darned. It's like being a detective in the Stampin' Up! World, After a while, you just get to know your products, and you're like, hey, wait a minute. That's not on my radar. I didn't hear that before. And then also, I just wanted to mention to you guys the virtual album retreat. This was a list of items to bring with you, kind of a thing, but not so much that I want to talk about that. But where's the other picture of the products? So the album retreat, I did receive mine in the mail, and the actual event is free of charge. You just need to purchase the box of product, and it's a big box. In fact, I'm not sure if I can lift this up or not, but let's talk about that for a few minutes. Maybe. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is taking up the table. So this virtual retreat is going to be for 3 days in July, and they are going to be teaching us techniques on every layout. And there's like 12 two-page layouts that we'll be putting together. And I think 9 of the 12 include something to do with flip-flaps, which is, if you're not used to flip-flaps, I've seen them, I have them, I don't know what to do with them. They are cute little smaller plastic pieces that are pockets that you can flippy-flappy around and do interactive things on scrapbook pages, or use them even on tags, bags, cards, all the things. And so 9, I believe, of the 2-page spreads are going to have interactive things to do with flip-flaps. I know this doesn't look like a whole lot here, but this is a whole box full of things. So what it is a month by month, but you don't have to do it month by month. If you just want to do the layouts and don't use like January, February, March, blah, 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 you don't have to. You can do it any way you want to do it. It's your stuff, right? But I am looking forward to learning new techniques, because I believe the techniques that we're going to learn, we're also going to learn that we can utilize in the world of card making as well. Way back when I first started my paper crafting obsession, I started out as a scrapbooker. In fact, I was scrapbooking, but I didn't even know it. I was in high school and I was collecting paper clippings and getting those little pictures that we always got, that we'd exchange with everybody. And I put those on pages and decorate them with ink pens. And then stickers came along, and then I stickered everything. Like, you remember the sticker days, right? Anyway, so things have changed over the years, and I actually, because I don't have kids, I was caught up on my scrapbooking and I was kind of bored, but I didn't want to stop it altogether. So that's how I dabbled into card making, and the rest is history. But anyway, I just wanted to show you guys, if you decide to order this kit, first of all, you cannot expedite it. I've learned that the hard way. So don't try. So if you want to be a part of this, get it early. Have it available before the event starts on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. It's going to be, though, 3 days full of them leading you through every single layout. It's going to be recorded. So if you have things that are coming up during that time period and you're thinking, well, I'm not going to be able to do that, it's still okay to purchase it, and then you can watch the replays later. So the group is going to be a private Facebook group. So you do need to have, obviously, a Facebook account, and you do because you're here. But everything is pre-cut, pre-scored, punch-outs, all the things. That was another thing that I really liked about this. I cut a lot of paper for classes and stuff, and it's actually going to be very nice that someone has already pre-cut all my stuff for me. I'm going to feel pampered and spoiled, and on top of learning some really great techniques. You're going to see that they do give us the page protectors. And then this right here on the top, I know it doesn't look real exciting, and I ran out of stamp cases, and they should be here anytime. But we actually have some stamp sets that are included in this whole retreat. So just keep in mind, I did put this into one of my empty stamp cases, because you can buy the stamp cases in my online store. They give us the stamps, but they didn't give us stamp cases, but they gave us the printouts. So I wanted to show you guys some of the stamps, which I think is kind of cool. And then, whoops. And then that's how it looks for the inside when you put the insert into the stamp case. They're photopolymer. And then here's another one as well for the alphabet. And some other fun little doodads and things for journaling. And so I'm waiting to get some more stamp cases so I can put this stamp case into it. So that's kind of cool. I love it a lot. The only thing I'm concerned about, I'm sure they're going to go over it with us, is how to put these on straight. Because I am very picky when it comes to setting alphabets on a page. So I'm looking forward to learning some fun little tips on that. And then, of course, we have our placement for our photos. So you can put these pages together and not have photos for them yet. And then this way you can put this in its place for the time being, so you know what size photo to cut and put into its place. So these are, I don't know, if you could use them as a photo mat actually, and just cut the photos either to the size and just put it on top, or remove this and put the photo in place, or use it as a mat and maybe cut it just 1/8 of an inch less around the photo and then use as a photo mat. But look at that. There's a ton. Also have some embellishments. And then here's what a flip flap is. I think this is the 2x3, I think. Anyway, and it's just, they're pockets. And they have different sizes of pockets, flip flaps. that you can use to put on scrapbook pages, or if you wanted to do, which I'm looking forward to, learning how to use these and utilizing them onto a card, a greeting card, which I think is going to be really cool. And then there is adhesive on these, so you peel it off and put it in place. So there's different sizes there, but I just wanted to show you guys a little bit about what is this, what is going on. And then they give us, I'm gonna throw that on the floor. Did you guys hear that? Literally threw it on the floor. They're going to, what was I going to say? Give instruction for 3 days. So here is just a sneaky peeky. Hi, Anne Marie. Happy Sunday crafternoon with all of that. So you can get a flavor for what this is going to be about. Obviously, I don't have a very good printer, and they're going to be much cuter in person. So if you are interested, it is $250 of an investment, but it's an investment of preserving your memories. And everything is pre-cut. You're getting 4 different stamp sets, as I was showing you, embellishments, flip flaps, page protectors. And did I say everything is cut for you? Like, I am so excited everything is cut for me. It's like somebody making my bed for me, right? It's just, it doesn't happen unless I go on vacation. But anyway, so there is what that is all about. And of course, we do have all the scrapbooking products, which I've told you guys about many a times. And don't forget about the last chance list. This is old. But just let you know to check online last chance products and see what they possibly have marked down for you and things that are going away. And once they're gone, they're gone. So hence last chance. Okay. So all the good stuff, right? I know I always babble so much. I have the gift of gab. Okay. So what are we doing today? We're working with Coneflower Celebrations. And if you're wanting to have like a recipe card, as I call it, for these projects that we're doing today, I will post the link to get this so you can download it, print it, whatever you like. There's helpful links on here as well as far as my online store, shopping, joining my email list, YouTube, all the things on where to find me and how to get everything you need. I didn't print out the entire thing here, but it will also show you little thumbnail photos of all the products that we've used today. So it's kind of helpful. And you'll also find this as well on my blog. And there's also a link to download it on my blog as well. And as far as any outside things that we're using, we are going to go ahead on one of the cards and use beautiful bokeh. It's 6x6 designer series paper, and this is available online, but also it is shown in the annual catalog. And we're going to use the yellow today because I just feel very summery that Michigan is finally heating up, you guys. I'm so excited. It was in the 60s this morning. Usually it's in the 30s, so we're kicking it up a notch, which is pretty cool. But anyway, so it's feeling like summer finally in my neck of the woods in Northwest Michigan. So here's Coneflower Celebrations. You can purchase it as a bundle. I'm going to move this right out of the way for a few minutes. There we go. And here are the dies. The dies are a lot of fun. So just to show you, this here will cut out obviously a double flower with a hinge. So it's not actually cutting, it's a hinge there, but you can just use, and I want to show you a little tip that I did. So this flower right here, I've used a lot as far as cutting it. And what I did is I took and I'm going to just do it again, if I can find my Sharpie. Yep, here we go. And I just made a little marking on the bottom of it, just like that. Because this side is a little different from this side, but this side matches this flower. Obviously, the artwork is a little bit small on the cover of the stamp set. But anyway, so when I'm stamping this, I don't have to sit there and fiddle. You know, every little second, Every little second counts. No, I'm lazy, and this way I know immediately, oh yeah, this is the side that coordinates with this. So just a little tip there. Of course, we have the butterfly that's cut out. We have the top of the coneflower. We have the 2 leaves and the stem. This is cool. I haven't actually used it, but I always like those, I call them splotchy stamps. And the sentiments in this are a little different than what we've had in the past. Not just happy birthday, but yeah, a little extra as far as like for a belated birthday, that type of thing. So yeah, it's just a cool set. And as soon as I seen it, I had to get it because there's something about coneflowers. I love them. They're similar to a sunflower, which is another one of my favorite flowers because they just make me happy, right? They're just bright and cheerful. So along with this bundle that we're featuring, I've also used today the Exposed Brick 3D Embossing Folder. It's one of my favorites. Also have used the Forever Plaid 3D Embossing Folder, another favorite. And of course, the staple of all staples that has to be in everybody's craft stash is the Stylish Shapes dies. I love these. Oh my gosh. And then we're also using elements of text today for one of the cards. We're kind of making our own designer paper, so to speak. So those are, oh, and of course, bling. We can't forget the bling. And this is the Rhinestone Basic Jewels, gems that I'm always using as well. Because they're a great standby. They kind of just go with everything, you know? Okay, so let's go ahead. I was debating which card do I start with first. We'll go with this one. We'll do that. So this one may look familiar to you. I actually cased this. I loved it so much, I was like, you know what? Let's just go for it. So this is on the website and my online store. My tongue is getting tight a lot today. What's up with that? Anyway, oh my gosh. So here are all the pieces. I always like to die cut and all that good stuff ahead of time, so it saves us a little bit of time because I know how much I babble with all the things, right? So first of all, for the card base, I'm using basic white thick cardstock. We're not going to put a liner inside because it's already nice and sturdy. I love our thick basic white cardstock. And then I used the regular basic white cardstock. I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. Excuse me. I think I still have dust in my nose and my throat from last night's ride. Anyway, I've used the Forever Plaid embossing folder. Isn't that cool? So I just loved it because I thought it would add a little bit of texture, and they used it and I thought it was so cool. I always love a little bit of texture on my card. I think it just gives a little bit more visual interest. And let's see here. I'm going to grab my blending brush. If you guys don't have these are so much fun. And I don't know what it is about our glass mat. This is another thing that I've come to really need on my crafting table. For some reason, I don't know why, but things blend better with a blending brush when you're working with the glass mat. I know, call me crazy, but it just seems like the ink and stuff moves around better. I don't know if it's because it's such a nice even surface, possibly. I don't know. But anyway, anywho, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Balmy Blue ink. And I'm just going to come in from the side here. And what's nice using ink with also the glass mat is it's easy to clean up. Just wipe it down and you're good to go. I always say go light with your ink because you can always add more. You cannot erase it off. I'm actually going to go, I think, just a little bit heavier on this than my sample. Let's see here. I'm just working my way to the middle. So what have you guys been up to this weekend? Anything fun? I told you guys I went for a little ride on the side-by-side. We did an late afternoon or evening ride, I guess we'll call it. Those are always fun. I like those because it's almost like a little scary out in the woods because it's so dark. But then we're all in a group and we're kind of buzzing along together. And the trails that we went on last night, we were locally riding. And I don't know what it was about it, but the sand was loose on the trails. And it was like riding on a cloud. It was cool. Very cool. Okay. Anyway, so that's where we're going with that. I'm thinking that's good enough. And let's see. I've already cut out my flowers. So when I told you guys that sunflower is on a hinge, this is what it looks like when you cut it. Isn't that cool? So you can leave it like that, or you can cut it at the hinge, which that is what I did here. I just cut it. Whoops, there you go. Dawn, make sure you put it where they can see it. Okay, so I'm going to take my scissors and we're going to go ahead. We're just going to, we're going to cut it. I'll use that for something later. And I like the way they colored it because they didn't spend a lot of time coloring it, which was right up my alley. You guys know me in coloring, but I grabbed some of our Stampin' Blends. So I have Daffodil Delight. I have Granny Apple Green. This is the light. This I think is the dark. Yeah, the dark Daffodil Delight. And also, I think I'm going to use Light Pecan Pie. I think that's what I used on that. And I can't remember. It's only been less than a week. But I think also Crumb Cake would look good on the middle of the flower. Or even if you wanted to go darker, Early Espresso would be another good color. I'm going to move him right out of the way. I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of coloring while you guys tell me what you've been up to this weekend. Whoops. And you know what? I never brought you guys up on my bigger screen so I could possibly read more comments than what I can see on my phone. Because sometimes, there we go. Sometimes Facebook doesn't let me see on my phone all the comments, which is really weird. But hey, right? It's Facebook. I mean, what do we expect? It is what it is. Okay, actually, I think I used the smaller tip on this earlier on the other one, but that's all right. We're just going to make it look a little different. There we go. I love this cone flower. I keep wanting to call it a cornflower. What the heck? Okay, there we go. You can tell I'm obviously not much of a gardener. All right, there we are. There we go. That's actually better, but hey, got the job done quick. All right. And then the light pecan pie. And just filling that in like so. And of course I went out of the lines. Oh my gosh. This is why I'm not good at coloring. I am really, really not. Okay, here is the stem. And we'll use the thinner, the fine line, I guess. What is that, what you want to call it? On the blends. Just giving a little color, not a lot. And then also, we have our leaves. That's acting like it's a little dry. Looks like I might need to replace this color. Because unfortunately, there's not a way to refill these. I mean, I guess if you really wanted to break them apart and try. Personally, I just order another set. All right, there we go. Yeah, that's pretty. That's my kind of coloring right there. Okay, now we're going to go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. I got a butterfly to color. So, again, I'm grabbing Balmy Blue. Hey, Lisa. Happy Sunday crafternoon. Let's see here. I think I'm going to take the dark balmy blue first, and I'm just going to concentrate on the bottom edge of each of these little compartments. Does that sound? Hey, you guys know what I mean. These little things. The things. Oh my lordy. If anybody can understand me, I'd be very surprised. Okay, and we're going to color his little body with the light color. And I'm going to come in with the lighter color on top, or kind of overlaying over the dark balmy blue with the light balmy blue. Does anybody find watching other people color relaxing? I don't know. Kind of like, I think I brought this up last week or the week before. What was his name who used to paint? Bob Ross? Was that Bob Ross? And he would be on TV just painting away and people just watch it for hours. Okay, and I'm also going to take, I call this my invisible ink. I'm not sure what they call this one. It's a color lifter. That's it, color lifter. And I'm just going to go ahead and blend a little bit more with the butterfly. And I think that looks pretty good. What do you guys think? And then, oh no, did I drop it on the floor? I did. For the sentiment, what I did is I used balmy blue cardstock. I stamped it in black, the sentiment, and then I used my paper snips just to save time here and just cut around the sentiment. Kristen says yes. I don't know. Okay, I need dimensionals. And we're going to go ahead and put this on with dimensionals. This will be layer number 1. Okay. And put that on like so. I know it looks a little goofy, but once we add everything to it, it's going to look prettier. I promise. We're going to put this guy here, I think. Kind of like so-ish. Which means we'll be sticking him, Mr. Stem. We'll go, yeah, right about there. Yeah, looks good. So anyway, I think I'm going to put this on with dimensionals as well. And I'm going to avoid the center of it so I can stick the stem underneath that without having a highway block underneath the flower. Okay. So this is kind of sort of where I want it. I'm not going to press that down firmly yet. And then I'm going to grab my stem, possibly, and my multi-purpose liquid glue. And we're going to go ahead and sneak this guy. See how I did that? Ha ha ha. And there we are. Now we can go ahead and squash it. Okay. So I have to share my blonde moments with you guys. Hey, Carol. Happy Sunday crafternoon. It's good to see you here. Blonde moment. So I was looking at these and I'm like, oh, which way is better? Or should I put it this way? Which I guess actually you could. But after I'm looking at them, I'm like, Dawn, the veins are going upwards, right? That means that they go this way, not this way so much. Although this could go this way, right? But anywho, I just wanted to share that because I have to laugh at myself sometimes. I don't know. I do silly things. That's why it's always better to stamp with a buddy. They keep you on track, right? Whoops. We don't need that on our card. Those just belong on the floor. Which I find them a lot on the floor. That never make the basket, right? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and, you know, honestly, I think we're going to do this. Yeah, there we go. That looks better to me. And then the butterfly. I'm going to stick them on with a dimensional as well. And right like so. How cute is that? And then it's your day. Let's stick that on with a dimensional as well. Everything needs a dimensional. There we are. And then I went ahead of time and I tied a bow with our linen thread. This is another thing that's in my craft room that as soon as I'm out of, I freak out over, and that is linen thread. Hey, Kathy, happy Sunday, craft afternoon. How are you? I'm going to go ahead and stick it on here like so. And there is card number 1 of 3. 1 of 3. Isn't that fun? Such a happy card. Okay, let's go ahead and the fun fold, by the way, will be the last card. So here's card number 2. Now I had the inspiration of this card from a card that I made with the mixed florals, I think it's called. And I love that flower in that set too. And I think it kind of is okay, here's a question for Kathy Rettenmeyer, because I know she's a beautiful garden lady. She's got the most beautiful yard you'll ever see. She does amazing gardening. So there's this flower, which is the coneflower. But what is that other flower that's in mixed florals? Because I don't know what it is, but I like that flower too. It's got to be like in the same family or something like that, because I don't know. Anyway, we'll wait to see if Kathy will answer. So for this card, we're starting out with a card base in crumb cake, cutting it at 8.5 by 5.5 and score at 4.25. And then I have a piece of basic white for the liner inside the card. And this is cut at 4 by 5.25. And we're going to go ahead and just stick it on in there, just like that. And then I'm also using, this is one of our new in colors, and this is Timid Tiger, which is actually a little bit lighter of a color than pumpkin pie. Similar, but different. So we're going to use that as our first layer. We'll go ahead and just put this down. And this was cut at, I can't remember. Let me get my cheat sheet, because I know it's stuck to the back of the card. Right there. So Timid Tiger is actually cut at 4 by 5.25. And then we have Petal Pink. Our Petal Pink is more orangey than it is pinky. Does that make sense? Or it's more of an orange base than it is a blue base. Then this is cut at 3.5 by 4.75. So I'm going to set this aside for a minute and bring this back in. We're going to use elements of text. This is really cool, especially if you love like the vintagey feel towards your projects. So we're going to use, I believe, this stamp right here. It looks like old typewriter text. And it's also it is also a coneflower. Well, no wonder why I love it so much. I knew it. I knew something was familiar. Yes. I'm impressing myself. Because really I don't know my flowers that well. Oh my goodness sakes. Yeah, this one does look very realistic, which I really, really love. And then I think we'll use this guy right here, the splatter stamp. This is such a cool set. This is one of these sets that I love so much I'll probably never get rid of, because it's just right up my alley. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and grab a couple of blocks. I believe this is C and D. And we're going to put the splatter stamp on one, and then the typewriter text on another. I can't even tell which side is up on this. It's kind of just, I think they did that on purpose. Anyway, and then I'm also going to use tone on tone with the Petal Pink. We're going to use Petal Pink ink. Petal Pink on Petal Pink. So ink it up, and I'm going to go ahead, and it's just going to be a background, so I'm not too worried about it being perfect, right? That's good enough, actually. And then I'm going to bring in the splatter stamp next and ink this up. And again, so we're kind of like making, I don't know, our own little background or designer series paper, so to speak. Just something, so it wasn't so, I say so it's not so naked. Like, I don't know what it is. I can't stand things that have too much openness. It's like, I need stuff. Anyway. So with that, we're going to go ahead and put it directly on. See what I mean? It's just a little bit. Just a little something. And I'm going to go ahead and put this layer on top of Timid Tiger. Like so. All right. And we have another one of these beautiful cone flowers. And this time we're going to go ahead and use, I think these are all the dark version of, so we have dark Calypso Coral. We also have dark Timid Tiger and dark, what is this? Peach Pie, duh. Yeah, dark Peach Pie. Okay, so, and I'm going to use, I think this is the light. No, this is dark crumb cake. We'll use that. We're just going to use it. Why not? And we're going to fill in, whoops, I want the brush tip. And we're going to go ahead and fill in the middle of the cone flower. There we go. All right. Whoops. There we go. And then I'm going to go dark to light. So this is the Calypso Coral. Oh my gosh, do you guys ever have, like, you hear a song? Hey, Shelly. Happy Sunday crafternoon. You guys ever hear a song and it sticks in your head and it won't go away? So last night when we went riding on our side-by-side, we went to this little town called Luther to a bar. Oh my God, Kristen, what was the name of that bar? Something Landing, Loggers Landing, I think. So it's a cute little place, and apparently we hit karaoke night. Now I'm going to tell you right now, no, I did not sing. I don't sing very well, and nor would anybody want to hear me sing. But there was a couple people that were getting up to sing, and my gosh, they had a good voice. I was impressed. But as we were leaving, the song came on, and I'm also not very country, okay? I was right, yay. My brain doesn't always fail me. But anyway, I'm not really big into country. It's just not my thing. I'm more of a classic rock and hair band, 80s girl, kind of rock and roll. I mean, believe it or not, I am. I love that stuff. I always am listening to it. When I'm creating in my craft room here. But anyway, there's this song, and as soon as I started hearing it, everybody was impressed, who was sitting near me, that I actually knew the song. And it's called, oh my gosh, it's called Look Like You Love Me. Does anybody know that song? And this gal got up to sing, and as soon as it started, I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't heard this song in a long time. And she was good. She was good. But the funny thing is, it's got funny lyrics to it. So if you guys have never heard the song, Look Like You Love Me, I think it's called, definitely listen to it. It's kind of funny. It's like a stalkerish song. but it will not leave my brain. I woke up this morning to, excuse me, looks like you love me. Like, and I'm not going to try to sing it because, again, you guys, it's better off that I don't. But I was like, oh my gosh, this song will not go away in my brain. It's an earworm. Oh my goodness. It was fun. Good night. I needed that. Needed to get out in the fresh air and just unplug, right? Sometimes we just need to do that. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stick this on. And again, I've left that little area there so that I could sneak my stem underneath it, because I really didn't know where I wanted to put it until I put it. Okay, so there we go. Just like, whoops, just like that, unless it sticks to your finger. And then, so by the way, I pre-stamped, obviously, and pre-cut with the dies, the stem and the leaves. And this is Granny Apple Green cardstock and Granny Apple Green ink. And let's see, I think I'm going to put these on with dimensionals because I just love the look with dimensionals. All right. And let's see here. We'll put one there and one there. So cute. Oh, I didn't stamp that. I thought maybe I had. Okay. So this is a piece of basic white. It's 1/2 inch by 2.5 for my sentiment. And I'm going to go ahead and quickly find the stamp set. And I need You Made My Day. This can be used for, whoops, a lot of different things, right? Go ahead and grab my block. And I need my black, Memento Black ink. And this is my hacked Memento Black. And if you guys haven't heard about my hack of Memento Black, message me, because I know I've talked about it many a times on my lives, but I know I get new people here all the time. I tell you what, it works like a charm with photopolymer stamps. Love it. Nice, crisp, black images. They make me happy. Okay, clean this off. And put this back before I lose it. By the way, for those of you, you will relate. When you work with these photopolymer stamps, do be sure that you put them back pretty quick after you use them, because they will stick to a lot of other things and they'll disguise themselves and never to be found again. Like underneath a stamp set that you have laying on your table, it conveniently will stick to it, not a problem. Or if you're like me and have cardstock that I leave in the packaging, it will nicely stick to that as well and never to be found again. And it's horrible because you can spend hours looking for a stamp and you can't find it. How many of you can relate? Okay, I'm going to go ahead, put the sentiment on with dimensionals. I know it just can't be me who does that. There we are. And again, I pre-tied a double bow with the linen thread. Taking a mini glue dot, press it to the glue dot, and then press it where you want it. Oh, and you know what? Evelyn, you didn't keep me on track. I was not adding bling. So let me bring back, I'm almost out. Wait, no, I have 5 more packages of these because I can't be without these. Okay, let's see. I need my take your pick tool because I have fake nails and it's hard to grab anything. But why be practical, right? That would be way too easy. Whoops. And sometimes it's hard to get them up with this little guy too. There we go. And there we go. There we go. Now we're complete. And while we're at it, I'm going to go ahead and put bling on this guy too. All right. Let's see. We'll put one there and one there. Okay. There we are. So I'm super excited. Since you guys aren't sharing what you're up to, unless I missed it. I don't think I did. I don't think everybody's just too intently watching. That's what it is, right? This weekend, and I'm praying for good weather, I'm having my team picnic. Oh my gosh. We have some fun things planned. I have a few things up my sleeve. I'm thinking of some games to play. I don't know. But I like to play games. Games are fun. Okay. Last card, and it's a fun fold. In fact, I need to get all of this out of my way because I buried my paper trimmer, and I'm going to need this to show you guys a little something. How many weeks has it been now that I've done a fun fold? It's like record breaking. Okay, I'm gonna put that there. Get that out of the way, get these out of the way. And of course I piled everything on the thing that I needed to use, right? Okay. And yeah, okay. Notes, I need my notes, my little cheat sheet here. So here is the fun fold of the day. This is called a split fold fun fold. And it opens up like that. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. Alrighty, so first of all, this is where I use the beautiful Bokeh Designer Series paper. Here's the back of it, but I wanted the yellow. I was just in a yellow mood. I think that's so pretty. And I'll give you guys some measurements here in just a second. Make sure I have all my bits and pieces here. Okay, cool. So first of all, this is a piece of Daffodil Delight. I cut it at 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2. Then on the inside, surprise, we have a liner piece, which is basic white, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Now, I think what I'm going to do, just to get this thing out of the way, we're going to go ahead and glue it down on the inside of our card, just like so. And then what I'm going to do, whoop, where did my little cheat sheet go? Here it is. Okay, so I'm going to cut my card front. We're going to chop it. So you're going to bring in your paper trimmer. Hopefully you guys can make sure that you guys can see this. It's really super simple. Super simple. If I can do this, anybody can. So you're going to go to the 1 1/2 inch mark. Yeah, you guys can see. I had to double check it. And you're going to chop it off. And then you're going to go to the 2 1/2 inch mark. And you're going to chop it. And you're going to keep it. So now you have this fun little beautiful flap for your card. And then you're going to use this for your bottom. And then this middle piece is going to go across like so. How easy is that? Right? Couldn't be simpler. So this is at 1 1/2. This is at 1 1/2. And this is 2 1/2 by 4 1/4. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, I'm going to take these two pieces of designer paper. I cut these at, what did I cut them at? One. Oh my gosh, Dawn, just measure it. I can't even read my own writing. Isn't that horrible? Egads. Okay, so it's at 1 1/4, because that's right, because this is 1 1/2. So 1 1/4 by 4. Boy, oh boy, brain dead. I'm live and I go brain dead. I love it. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and attach this to the top piece. I wanted it really subtle because I really wanted to show off the cone flower. And then also I'm gonna put this piece on this bottom piece. Whoa, don't go anywhere. Okay, just like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up, this piece, with flush with the bottom of the card. And we're going to keep it there. And then I have this piece of basic white. This is cut at 2 1/4 by 4. And I embossed it with the exposed brick embossing folder, which I love because it gives a little bit of texture, but not like, you know, super crazy. And we're going to go ahead and put this on the piece that's going to go vertically on the card to the right. Okay, just like that. Now I'm going to go ahead and using dimensionals. Do ya? I like it too, and it's so easy. So if you have anything that's like a larger focal point, I think that this is a great fold to use. Yeah. And it's easy to do. And it looks so impressive, right? Okay. So I know sometimes some people just use glue, like liquid glue, to adhere this, but I really wanted it to pop. You guys know me and my dimensionals. So I'm going to go ahead and carefully, to the right-hand side of the card, center it-ish to those two pieces, and voila, you have your fun fold. Isn't that cool? So I'm going to take this, put it aside, and we're going to do a little bit of coloring. Now, the first thing, I did use that die to cut the entire two-piece hinged coneflower. What's really cool about this is you can put something on the inside of this, like a sentiment, which is what we're going to do. Let's see here. This one I also cut, but we're going to cut that off. We just want the piece that is stamped, and I'll set that aside. I'll use it for something later. Also, just to show that I did use, again, Granny Apple Green, and I stamped on tone Granny Apple Green ink with the cardstock, the stem, the two leaves, and then you only need one. I cut two just in case of a mishap, I always say, but this is from the Stylish Shapes, and I had it in white, and I think with the white background on this, I was kind of like, that's a lot of white, and it's going to get a little lost. And I love these little dovetails with the stitches. Like the Stylish Shapes set is just, it's so good. So anyway, I decided to use Crushed Curry, which is just a little bit darker than Daffodil Delight, to bring out the Crushed Curry that I'm going to use to color the coneflower. Okay, see you later, Evelyn. Have a great day. Happy Sunday. Enjoy. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment in black on here. And I need to find what I did with my set. Let's see. There it is. Things that travel all over your table. So I want to put thank you, which is this little one right here. Whoops. There we go. And we'll go ahead and we'll stamp that. And just a reminder, you guys, tonight, 8:30, right where you're watching from right now on my Facebook page, 8:30 tonight, we will go live again, and I will show you upcoming new products for July's release of the online exclusives. And just keep in mind, I don't have everything. I can't afford everything as much as I would love to, but it will give you an idea on some of the basics. I love Halloween, so I made sure I did get all the Halloween stuff. And there's some new designer series paper and all kinds of fun things. So tonight, right where you're watching right now at 8:30, we'll go live again and we'll view some new products. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in a piece of grid paper that I'm going to use as scrap just to avoid a mess. I know I could wipe it off on here easily on my glass mat, but I know I'll get it all over me and my hands. I never trust myself. But anyway, because for people like me who don't like to color a whole lot, or I'm just not very good at it, we're going to use the blending brushes. And I've brought in 3 colors. I have Crushed Curry ink along with Daffodil Delight and Lemon Lolly, which is a beautiful, you know what Lemon Lolly reminds me of? Who here goes to, oh my gosh, to Chick-fil-A and gets their frozen lemonade? That's what Lemon Lolly is right there. It's such a pretty drink and it's so yummy. I love those. Oh my gosh, they're probably just full of sugar and they're not good for me, but you know, everything that you love isn't good for you. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to start out with Crushed Curry. And I happen to use a little and a large just because it's what was inked up and they were in yellows and I grabbed them out of my stash. Hey, Patty Bennett. Oh my gosh. Oh, now I'm nervous. Hello, Patty. Happy Sunday crafternoon. Oh my gosh. So good to see you here. Yowzas. Oh, I love to see you. You're one of my favorite persons. Isn't that pretty? And then I'm going to go ahead and use a little bit of Daffodil Delight. So I got to tell you guys a quick story on Patty Bennett. Like I said, she's one of my favorite peoples. I met Patty years ago at a Founders Circle event. She's so awesome. She's so helpful. And anyway, advancing to, I don't know exactly what year this was, but Patty said, you need to start doing Facebook Lives. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I'm a little terrified of that whole thing. I don't think so. She says, nope. You're going to set a date right now and you're going to make sure that you do Facebook Lives. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm doing this, but Patty says so, okay. And look what happened. I did my first and here I am still, thanks to Patty. She's amazing. Okay, there we are. Isn't that pretty, you guys? The easy way to color for people like me who are just a little bit lazy. Yeah, I like that. It's so happy. I'm going to add just a little bit more of Crushed Curry in here, just because I can. Yeah, there we are. Happy, happy flower. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use, let's see here. I think I'll use Crushed Curry. No, Crushed Curry. I got Crushed Curry in the brain. Crumb Cake, the other C word. Goodness sakes. And we're going to go ahead and color the middle. This I can handle. Large spaces coloring, not a problem. It's all that detailed stuff I am just not very good at. Okay, there we are. So we have our beautiful coneflower, just like that. And also, what I'm going to do, I want to put a sentiment inside here, just like I did on this one. I'll show you guys. You made my day. Isn't that cool? So, bring my stamp set back, maybe. And let's see here. Here we go. You made my day. This is going to be like a little surprise inside the flower. A little extra sentiment for them. And bring back my Memento Black Hack ink pad. I always have a tendency to really want to pounce on that, and I can't because that's a juicy ink pad. There we go. Isn't that pretty? Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and just assemble the card. So first of all, using my multi-purpose liquid glue. We're going to go ahead and glue this onto the top of that. So we have that little, isn't that fun? Bring back the base of our fun fold. And I'm just going to arrange it first. Just like so. Yeah, that looks great. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to adhere this with some multi-purpose liquid glue. Because I've already popped this up a bit, and I just think the postal carrier is going to have a fit if I use too many dimensionals, right? And then this can easily slip back into place. Putting just a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue there. And there we go. And I'll use dimensionals on the leaves, just 'cause. And there we go, one on each. And let's see. So what I'm going to do is position my leaves on here so that it actually helps to keep the flower closed. You see what I'm saying? That way, whoops, I shouldn't have done that because the glue isn't dry yet, but it will be, you'll be able to lift up the flower and then reveal the rest of the sentiment inside there, but it'll help to keep it down, so to speak. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of dimensionals on the sentiment. Whoops. Just like so. And I have tied in advance a bow with linen thread that will use a mini glue dot to adhere it with. Let's see here. There we go. I don't know why. I just think everything looks better with a bow. Okay. And that was card number 3 today. Isn't that fun? What happy. I love this set. Oops, I need bling. We don't want to forget the bling. If I can find where I put it. The bling ran away. Okay, well, we'll bling it later. We'll put the blingy one on the top. So there we go. Fun stuff. Fun fold for today. The split fold. Fun fold. All right, let's bring in the other 2 cards. Show these again to you guys. There you go. So that is the corn. Oh my gosh, I did it again. What is it with me and cornflowers? There is no such thing as a cornflower as far as I know. It's a cone flower. All right, so this is the Coneflower Celebrations bundle. It's super adorable. And there's even more things you can do with those dies. I just didn't this time around, but maybe in the future, right? So just to remind you guys that if you do place the $75 minimum order at my online store, remember you'll get the bundle of the month tutorial. It's a video tutorial with color, pictures, measurements, and a video for each project. And that is free to you with the $75 minimum order. And I'll email it right to your inbox. All right, you guys. Hey, thanks so much for being here. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you so much. And I will see you next Sunday right here for 1 p.m. with Sunday Crafternoon with Dawn. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.